Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Is this Gabriel Francis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Gabriel Francis, you're here for a parole revocation. And my name is Carolyn Stapleton. And today is May the 20th, and I'm from headquarters and headquarters staff. Will you introduce yourself, please?
Shayla Thompson.
Okay.
Right.
And Jasmine Thompson, okay. And on the panel today is myself, Carolyn Stapleton, Pete Freeman, and Steve Prater. So I'm gonna ask you, do you have I want you to introduce yourself with your DOC number, please.
Gabriel Francis, 5040202.
Okay. Do you have a questionnaire?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so.
Yes, sir. According to how you answered the questionnaire, you're not considered eligible for appointed counsel. You're aware of that?
No, ma'am. I wasn't aware of that.
Okay. Did you want to retain or hire your own counsel?
No, ma'am. I mean, at this point, I can't afford.
Okay. Okay, that's understandable. Okay, well, thank you very much. Okay, so today the person that is going to be handling your case on the panel is Mr. Pete Freeman, and I'm going to hand the case over to him.
Okay, Mr. Francis, I'm gonna read the conditions that is alleged you violated. You plead guilty or not guilty, and we'll discuss them as we go. Condition number 4, I will not engage in any criminal activity, nor will I associate with people who are known to be involved in criminal activity. I will avoid bars and casinos, and I will refrain from illegal use of drugs or alcohol. You're on 2/18/26, you tested positive for opiates, and you also admitted that you used marijuana on 3/3/26. How do you plead to those charges?
Not guilty.
Okay. And also on 2/18/26, you obstructed justice in that you would not give the probation officer your telephone. How do you plead to that charge?
Not guilty.
Okay, tell me about it. And please sit up straight. Don't sit like that.
No, I am sitting up straight. Like, more?
Okay, no, that's good. You're good. All right. So tell me about the phone. I want to know about this phone. Why wouldn't you give him the phone?
Because when I got into the probation and parole office, he asked me to come to the back. I got to the back and he asked me about a piss test. Well, I wasn't able to piss, but I put like 2 drops of pee in the cup, and he said it was dirty for opiates. I didn't know what opiates is, and I told him no, like it was impossible. Maybe it wasn't enough pee. He then asked me, he said, well, let's go get a second look. So got back there to the office, and he placed cuffs on me, and then they started reading me my rights. Then I had the right to feel like this was all like a trick or some kind of setup. So then once they read me my rights, then he said they asked me about my phone, to go through my phone. But to my understanding, you just read me my rights, which I have a right to remain silent. So I basically chose to remain silent and wouldn't allow them to do anything because I didn't know. I mean, what you charging me with? What am I like? What criminal conduct did I engage in or anything for this basically to take place or for you to handle me like this?
Right. Okay, well, let me ask you this. I mean, did you sign a sex offender contract when you were placed on probation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, didn't it say that they have a right to look at all of your computers, telephones, any kind of stuff like that?
I didn't really remember that part of it. No.
Okay. You don't remember that you couldn't have any social media?
No, I don't have any social media.
Okay, You know, while we're at it, tell me about these phone calls with your mother. I listened to them. Tell me what you was trying to accomplish there.
Me and my mom has the same basically account. Like she can look at my account because it's basically her account. I use a phone number from off of her account. We share the same accounts, right? So whenever he told me that it was a social media account, he said it was Facebook. Somebody told him I was on Facebook and I was sending threats. So when I got to the jail, I called her to make sure. I wanted her to see from her account. Like if she go and look up the information on her account, she would be able to see. Which when she went and seen, she didn't see no what he
Mm,
was saying, like no social media.
right. It sounded like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, I listened to both telephones. It didn't sound like that's what you was trying to do. It was trying to make sure you wasn't associated with any Facebook accounts, it sounded like, and you was trying to
No,
get your name off.
no. I told her to make sure I wasn't on there at all. Like make sure nothing was linking me to that. Because even though
Okay,
I mean,
all right, so you was trying to make sure that you wasn't linked to it.
yeah, because I heard what he said. So I just basically called her to make sure, like, look, take a look at this and go and see. Make sure I'm not linked to none of this.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go on and read the other violations, and we're gonna hear from your probation officer, Miss Melissa Barris. So hold on, Miss Barris. I'm gonna get to you. Okay. So the other violations all deal pretty much with the same thing. I will truthfully and properly answer all questions directed to me by my parole officer. On 2/6/2/18/26, they wanted to inspect your phone. You failed to answer truthfully about your phone, stating you left it at work. It was determined that it was in your car. And then once they got it, you didn't want to give them the code to get in. You saying that you didn't want to do it because they read you your rights and you wanted to remain solid. Is that correct?
Right. I was just being, and he knew that because I was being sarcastic. I already had been stated that I wasn't gonna give him my phone. So it was basically a sarcastic statement, like just being like, I left it at work. I left it in the car. Like, because I already made it clear that I wouldn't give him my phone after you didn't read me my rights.
All right. Uh, And I agree to live, visit at my residence or place of employment on the parole officer at any time. I also agree to searches of my person, property, residence, and or vehicle when reasonable suspicion exists that I have been engaged in criminal conduct. You pleaded not guilty to that, and it was the same thing. You didn't want to let them inspect your phone. Uh, and then number 10, you owe $1,827 in fees. Have you ever paid anything on your fees?
No, sir.
Okay. Were you ever working while you out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, why you didn't pay on the fees?
Because I was paying rent. I pay my rent. I paid to basically to live. I mean, and
Okay.
that I was gonna pay it. I mean, that month I got a call and I was gonna pay it.
Okay. Well, let's hear from Miss Melissa Barris. Miss Barris, tell us your side of what's going on.
Well, Mr. Freeman, I'm actually the supervisor of his
Yes, ma'am.
officer, which is Officer Cato. And on that date, on February 18th of 2026, when he was brought to my office for me to do the electronic inspection of the phone based on those complaints that Officer Cato received. He he first acted like he did not have the phone, and then he also I did give him his Miranda warning due to my training, because in the event that criminal activity was confirmed, I didn't want the evidence to be suppressed because I didn't know the nature of
Mm-hmm.
that evidence. And he refused to provide the passcode. He refused to allow me to do the electronic inspection. His sex offender contract was brought to the office along with his certificate and his file, and I showed that to him, and he still continued to not allow me to do the inspection of his phone.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, let's hear from his officer, Mr. Cato. Thank you for joining us today, Miss Barris.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, tell us what went on with him and how he violated his probation.
Can give me just 1 second. I'm gonna shut my office door if that's all right.
Sure. Yes, sir.
All right. So on the morning of February 18th of this year, I received a phone call from Joycey Carter, who advised me that she was at the courthouse filing for a petition for protective order against Gabriel Francis. She alleged that he had been sending messages to her and her husband via Facebook Messenger. And she then provided me with the petition for protective order. We looked up the name that she provided for his Facebook. Ms. Melissa and I looked at it on Ms. Melissa's work phone, and it did appear that it was his active Facebook account based on the pictures on the Facebook. So we called him in because we wanted to verify if he had social media active on his phone. We called him in that day. I did drug screen him. He was only able to provide a very minimal sample, is probably about 2 or 3 drops. So not all of the lines even read, but he was positive for opiates. His claim on that day was that he had taken one of his own pain pills from an old prescription that would have no longer been valid. I asked him if he was able to provide that prescription to us. He said it was not. But he said it was his own prescription, just an old one. I did say we were going to get a second opinion. That was my way of bringing him back to the office. We had been instructed, due to the instant offense that he was on for, that when we searched his phone, we were to have him secured in handcuffs, because he's currently on supervision for disarming an officer. We brought him back. Miss Melissa began to read him his rights after I put him in handcuffs, explained to him, "You're not under arrest at this time, but we are detaining you." Miss Melissa's going to explain everything. She advised that we wanted to check his phone for any illegal activity. She began to read him his rights. He refused to provide his phone, said, "I left it at the office. I left it back at work." He was working at a hotel. Said, "I left it in the room there." I explained to him, was like, "Well, you texted me when you first got here, so there's no way you left your phone there." He's like, "Well, I don't have it. I don't have it." Finally, another officer went outside, was able to obtain the phone from his sister, who was parked outside, but then he wouldn't give us the passcode. We explained that, well, if you refuse to do this, then we are still going to book you for parole violations. And he said, "All right, let's go. Take me to jail." So at that point, we then, I served him that same week with a notice of preliminary hearing with those violations. We reached out to the Attorney General's office regarding the investigation for his phone, because we did confiscate his phone at that time. Since that time, I don't know if y'all have received it. We had another preliminary hearing on Friday for him, because the Attorney General's office has issued arrest warrants for 4 counts of unlawful use of social media and 2 counts of failure to register as a sex offender.
So do you know what they found on? They did find he had an account then.
So that was through their searches of, because they ended up subpoenaing records from Meta for Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. So they were able to find it. They were never, I don't believe at this time, I don't know if they've actually gotten into his phone, but they have found the other information about him.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Does any of my colleagues have a question for Ms. Barras or Mr. Cato?
I don't.
Okay. All right. I have no further questions for the offender. Do either of y'all have any questions?
I don't. Mr. Prater?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Ready to vote when the panel's ready.
Mr. Freeman, we're ready to vote. You would vote first.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, Mr. Gabriel, it's quite obvious. You wouldn't give him the phone and you signed the contract, so that's the end of that. I find you in violation of condition number 4, number 7, number 9, and number 13, and my vote is to revoke.
Mr. Prater?
Yes, sir. My vote is to revoke also. When you're on a sex offender contract, you're not supposed to be on your phone or social media, and to find out or not, you got to let us inspect it. And I think that you very hard to supervise, very hard to deal with, got a horrible attitude, and in violation of the conditions mentioned by Mr. Freeman.
So you find that you revoking for the same conditions,
Yes, ma'am.
correct? Okay.
Correct.
And I concur with Mr. Freeman. I'll revoke you also for the conditions that he mentioned earlier. So today, sir, your parole has been revoked and the time is 9:13 at Lafayette Parish Correction Center.
Do I get credit for time served? Can I ask him?
What you doing? Good.
I went over a bunch of stuff and then Mike, I'm waiting for him at noon. I'm waiting till it really starts storming here.
Yeah. You wanna do
I'll
that?
go home. Yeah, so I can go home in the storm.
Okay. I can't see you, Mr. Carter. You're gonna have to scoot over in front of the camera, okay? All right. My name is Carolyn Stapleton. I'm the chairman today on your panel. And, you're at BOSSIER Parish Medium Security Facility. Anyone in the room that would, needs to introduce themselves?
Deputy Danford here at the BOSSIER Medium. And
Jason. I'm sorry, I can't hear y'all. Can y'all get closer to the speaker, please?
Yeah, Deputy Danford here for the BOSSIER Medium.
And Jason Johnson with the Steve Hall program.
All right, Jason Johnson, okay. Thank you. Okay, so, the time is now 9:27, and it's May 20th. And I'm gonna get you, Mr. Carter, well, let me tell you, the panelists today, myself, Carolyn Stapleton, Pete Freeman, and Steve Prater is on the panel today. And the date is May 20th. Mr. Carter, will you please introduce yourself with your name and your DOC number for the record?
Courtland Carter. My DOC number is 541073.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, at this time, your case has been assigned to me, so I'm gonna read out the rule violation. At your revocation hearing on 12/4/2025, in lieu of revocation, the board ordered you to complete the long-term DOC substance abuse program. You failed to satisfactorily complete the program due to rule violation number 7A, disrespect, and rule violation 5B, aggravated disobedience. How do you plead for this, sir?
Guilty, ma'am.
Guilty? Okay. All right, well, let's just go over to Mr. Johnson, who is from the program, and see what he has to say also, because you did come today. I'd like to recognize you. Mr. Johnson, you have anything you'd like to say?
No, ma'am, I really don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you. Did you get a questionnaire, sir? Do you remember a questionnaire? We can put it up on the screen. Yes, sir. Mr. Carter.
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you recognize that?
No, ma'am. That says no, ma'am.
Wait, hang on 1 minute. We're gonna get it.
Is there a chance we can turn the volume up there, or he can sit very, very close? Something with BOSSIER?
Move it closer.
Yes, so we can barely, it is true. It's very difficult to hear you.
Okay.
Can you speak up a little more, Mr. Carter?
Yes, ma'am. It's still.
Okay, that's a little bit better. When you raised your head up, I can hear you a little bit better.
Okay, yes, ma'am. What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you. How about Mr. Prater, Mr. Freeman? Can you hear him?
I can hear him, but it's still pretty sorry. It could be turned up louder. Something wrong with the volume there, because we couldn't even hear the deputies.
No, we couldn't. Okay, do you recognize that questionnaire, Mr. Carter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, based upon that questionnaire, you are not eligible for appointed counsel. Okay? All right, thank you. All right, and you pled guilty to the rule violations that I just read, correct? Okay, Mr. Freeman or Mr. Prater, do you have anything to say?
Ready to vote.
Ready to vote.
Okay, Mr. Carter, based upon the fact that you pled guilty to the rule violations, today you're, which was violation number 7 and violation number 5, your parole has been revoked. And that concludes our,
Stapleton,
yes, what?
we just said we were ready to vote. We hadn't voted.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did that again. Okay, Mr. Freeman and Mr. Prater, I just passed y'all up, I'm sorry. Mr. Freeman, what is your vote?
Okay, my vote is to revoke. He admitted violation condition number 7.
And Mr. Prater?
I concur, revoke, admitted to violation condition number 7.
Okay, all right, so based upon, your plea of guilty to violation number 7, the board members, including myself, have revoked you, violation number 7. Okay, good morning, Mr. Blaylock. Am I saying your name correct? You're on mute.
Can you hear us?
Yes. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Okay. All right. The time now is 9:35 and your location is Richland Parish Detention Center. And I'm going to introduce the staff on the panel today, which is myself, Carolyn Stapleton, Mr. Pete Freeman, Mr. Steve Prater. Mr. Blaylock, will you please introduce yourself, say your name and your DOC number for the record?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Barkley Blaylock, DOC number 730515.
Okay, is there anyone else in the room that would like to speak? I know I just saw a deputy.
Yes, ma'am. I'm the only one in the room.
Okay, all right. And what's your name, sir, for the record?
Deputy Phillips.
Okay, Deputy Phillips, thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. So we don't have anybody speaking for you today, Mr. Blaylock. So you have a questionnaire, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Steve Mr. Steve Prater, because he is over your case today.
Okay.
Mr. Blaylock, I hope you're doing okay today.
Yes, sir. How about yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. I see where you were paroled on 10/3/25. And you were paroled for domestic abuse, battery, strangulation. And that according to your parole officer, that you have certain conditions that you agree to. Everybody does when they get on parole. And the first one that you're gonna keep in touch and let us be able to find you wherever you might be. And he says that violation of condition number 2, you failed to report in the months of January and February. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There was some confusion about the location and on the first month, and I had actually called in and got a hold of her, whenever I missed it and I couldn't find the location. And we talked about it and she said it was okay, just don't miss the next one. And then I was at a court date that was scheduled on the same day as my next check-in, and I had to make that court date instead of being there to check in.
And you didn't have a phone where you could have called them?
Well, I called, but you can't always get a hold of them right then. And I believe I left her a voicemail and didn't get any response to the voicemail. But I didn't, think it was that big of a deal. I was just gonna catch her the next check-in date.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not appropriate. But anyway, let's go to condition number 4. You were arrested on 12/21 of 2025. And condition 4 is so you'll stay out of doing anything illegal. You were arrested for violation of a protective order. And while you were arrested, I guess they determined that you had a parole warrant outstanding. Is that how that all went down?
What happened was when I got arrested, they had set a bond because it was just a misdemeanor, and I bonded out. And
Okay.
from what the parole officer told me, they were supposed to have put a hold on me, but then I bonded out before they put a hold on me. And so I guess protocol is to put a warrant out for me if I bond out before they put a hold on me, which I was kind of confused about that. I didn't know that that's how that went, but that's where that warrant came from.
All right, well, I appreciate you letting me know that because I was confused also how you got out after being in jail on a protective order and being on parole. You should have been held, but there was just a snafu somehow. So, and I understand those happen sometimes. And so then when you finally were arrested, I think it was on, warrant was obtained for you on 1/20 of 26 back in January of this year. And then in February, you were finally arrested. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Near the end of February, I think on the 26th.
26th or 27th. And at that time, they did a drug screen on you, and you came back hot for amphetamine, methamphetamine, THC, and benzos. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So those are both condition number 4. So I guess. And when you were arrested the second time, you were with the same woman you were arrested for violating a protective order on, and that is the same one as the victim that is you're on parole for. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's my soulmate.
You got a bad chemistry with your soulmate. You might adjust that or something. I don't know. That's your business. I'm not going to get into all that. All we have to determine is if we feel like that you violated your parole. Let's see, you're looking for your full-time date on here. How much time are you looking at?
My full-term date is July of next year. I was convicted under Act 280C, which means my 75% would be up September of this year.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Blaylock, other than the law is the law, and you got to stay away from that woman, and that's what the law says. She had a protective order against you. I understand she trying to get it dropped, but they never did drop it. And that I don't know. Okay, I don't really have any other questions.
It the protective
One
order.
thing, Mr. Blaylock, I needed to find out the questionnaire. Did you have the questionnaire in front of you? Do you know what I'm talking about? Parole revocation questionnaire.
No, ma'am, I don't know what that is.
Right.
That if you, do you see it there? Do you recognize that?
I just gave him his copy.
Okay, all right. So based upon that questionnaire that you filled out, Mr. Blaylock, you do not qualify for appointed attorney. So I did need to say that on the record, okay?
Okay,
All right. Now, myself, Mr. Prater's just finished talking to you. Myself, the strangulation of the domestic violence, and you say she's your soulmate. Let me tell you something about that. Everybody has their wheelhouse where they come from. And of course, mine is victim services. One of the things that that we know history has taught us, there is a lethality risk assessment. And when a person is most likely to be capable of killing someone is when they strangle that victim. Now you have domestic violence with strangulation was your charge, okay? I know she's trying to drop that. There's a good reason probably they're not dropping that protective order. And like Mr. Prater said, stay away means stay away. And it's not on, and if she calls you or comes around you, I mean, stay away. That's what it says. But the strangulation ups the domestic violence charge. It's enhanced because it increases the possibility of a homicide. I want you to know that. So my recommendation is going to be, I'm going to make a recommendation that you do get a domestic violence program, okay? And later on, we'll talk about it more. Mr. Freeman?
yeah, I wish she could have been here. She was planning on being here at the Zoom meeting to speak on my behalf and show the documents where, one, she tried to get the protective order dropped.
Right.
Two, she had even filled out a recantation statement and got it notarized to try and recant the charges themselves because, she would tell you if she was here.
Look at,
We got into a little disagreement back in 23 and she was so angry that she, stretched the truth and told them whatever it took to get me arrested. And she didn't know the lasting consequences of doing such. And then they arrested me under domestic abuse. And whenever I went in and pled to the charge, domestic abuse by strangulation, my lawyer didn't really explain to me how bad of a charge that was and how bad it'll mess the rest of your life up. But I was so tired of being in jail, I just took the first offer that came with probation, and then later on found out the lasting effects of that charge. And
okay, let me ask you a
now-
question.
Okay.
Let's get on to the question. Have you ever committed domestic violence beside that? Were you ever arrested before? I don't have a rap sheet. Have you ever been arrested?
No, sir.
Okay. So that was your first charge. Do you have any other violent offenses on your record?
No, sir.
Have you ever been on probation or parole before this?
I've been on probation
Okay.
for
And what was that for?
DWI first.
Okay. Do you still have a drug problem?
No, sir. I'm in recovery. Thank goodness. I haven't been addicted to drugs in over a year now.
Okay. What are you doing to stay off of drugs?
Well, I've been locked up a lot, but I just been working and trying to concentrate on living a normal family life.
Gotcha. Okay. I have no further questions.
All ready to vote?
I am.
Mr. Prater?
My vote is, have no choice in my mind, but to, my vote is to revoke him for violations of conditions 2 and 4.
Mr. Freeman?
My vote is to not revoke in lieu of revocation, send him to Steve Hall for the DVOP program.
Okay. And my vote is to revoke based upon 2 and 4, but also to recommend that he is sent to the long-term DVOT program with Steve Hall or whatever facility that we have in DOC that can accomplish that for us. So today we have two to revoke and one not to revoke. So you're going to be revoked today, sir. And that the time is 9:45.
Right, I guess that's it.
Got no business being done.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Good morning. Yeah, Jody Brown.
How do you do? Okay, my name is Carolyn Stapleton. The time is 9:49, and your location is Mendon. Now, am I correct? Mendon Parish Correctional Center.
Madison. Madison Parish.
Oh, I'm sorry, Madison Parish Correctional Center. Okay, and on the panel today is myself, Carolyn Stapleton, Mr. Pete Freeman, and Mr. Steve Prater. So I'm going to read some information. Your name is Jody Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
Your DOC number is 700096. You're a third-class offender. Your offense was possession with intent to distribute Schedule 2 CDS, distribution of Schedule 2 CDS less than 28 grams. Your sentencing date was December 12th, 2022. You were revoked on May the 6th, 2024. Your sentence was 10 years at hard labor concurrent with another 1 year of hard labor. Your good time date is April 28th, 2027. Your full term date is June 22nd, 2034. Is all of that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today your case is being handled by Mr. Pete Freeman. Mr. Freeman, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Stapleton. Okay, Mr. Brown, how long have you been in jail?
Been in jail for 35 months.
Okay. And is this the first time you served time in jail?
For any length of time, yes, sir.
Okay. Did you take any classes since you've been there? Did they offer any classes there?
Don't offer any here.
Okay, that's what I figured. You got a pretty bad drug problem, don't you?
It's I could say I've been rehabilitated since I've been in here, but yeah,
I wouldn't go there. Drugs don't go away that easy, and you've been
yeah,
arrested for drugs your
yeah,
entire life.
yeah, yes,
Probably
sir.
30 arrests. Have you ever been in any kind of treatment?
Yes, sir, I have.
What kind of treatment you went to?
It was in-house treatment in Stevensville, Texas,
Okay. How
and
long was that treatment?
that was I was there 60 days.
Okay. Uh, you got a diminution date of 4/23/27, so that means that you get out next year. Uh, my problem is, you was on probation, you got revoked, and I think you got a major, major drug problem. I'm kind of upset that you don't realize how bad it is. That's why you're in prison. And the only class you ever took was victim accountability, no substance abuse, no nothing. So if I was to recommend that you go into long-term DOC treatment, would you accept that? Would you go and be willing?
Yeah,
Would you try to learn?
yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I have no further questions for this inmate. Would my colleagues have any questions?
Mhm.
No, I don't have any questions.
No questions.
Okay, I'm ready to vote, Ms. Stapleton.
Okay, Mr. Freeman, go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Brown, I'm gonna tell you, this could be, listen well, I think this will be your last great opportunity to remain out of jail. I am gonna recommend that you go to no, I'm not gonna recommend, I am gonna send you to the Steve Hall program, and you will be paroled after completion of the Steve Hall program. Well, any long-term DOC program.
Okay,
So I'm paroling you conditional on you completing that program. Once you get out, I want you to follow all of their recommendations as well as attend 2 AA meetings a week for the first 6 months.
okay.
Okay? Now, I'm telling you, I mean, I know you don't look like you realize how bad your problem is. I didn't even count how many arrests were related to drugs or alcohol. So that's my vote. Good luck to you, but we got to see what the other two vote.
Good. Appreciate it.
Mr. Prater?
Concur with everything Mr. Freeman said, and I want you to understand, Mr. Brown, that this is your last shot and this is our last shot, because in less than a year, you're gonna be able to get out with nobody telling you anything other than being on parole. And now we can order you to do something. So in lieu or and a condition of your parole is that you complete the Steve Hall program as Mr. Freeman talked about.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Okay, Mr. Brown, and I concur with my colleagues. So you have been paroled conditionally that first you complete the Steve Hoyle program. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The time is 9:55, and this concludes our hearing.
Thank you. Okay.
Hello.
All right, good morning, Mr. Hills. Yeah. I can't hear y'all.
Can you hear us now?
Now I can, okay, yes. All right, so today's date is May the 20th. Y'all's location is AMITE City Jail, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And in the room with Mr. Hills is, what's your name, sir?
Warden Garrett Harrington.
Okay, Warden. Okay. Later on, Mr. Harrington, are you gonna, want to speak?
Yes,
Or are
ma'am.
you present? Okay. All right.
And we also have in the room Mr. Hills' family as well.
Oh, okay, so we need a list.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because normally we have that ahead of time.
Okay.
They need to call or what? Or just say it over there?
No, just say it on the phone.
Okay, who's in the room, please? So I can go ahead and have that.
We can have my,
Can you come where we can hear you because we can't hear?
My name is Jawatra Smith.
Are you gonna spell your first name, please?
Jawata.
Yes, ma'am, spell.
Jawata.
And the last name is Smith, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and who else?
go ahead.
My name is Terrell Hills.
All right, you want to spell your name, please, your first name?
Tye.
Tye, and the last name?
Hills.
Hills, okay, thank you, Mr. Hills. Who else is there? Yes, ma'am.
Janice Hills.
You're Janice Hills,
Yes.
Janice Hills.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hills. Okay, we'll call y'all in a little while.
Well, tell me who ain't the one speaking.
Huh?
Keon Smith gonna be speaking for me, and Miss Kathy Fontenot gonna be speaking for me.
Are they attorneys or what?
No, this to my stepson.
Okay, you can have three people speak in your behalf. Who would you like that to be? We still need their names though, because they're present in the room. What's your name, sir?
Keon Smith.
Okay. Yep, that Keon.
Keyon. Can you get this guy?
Okay, and it's Smith, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank. And the other person?
My name is Kingston Smith.
I didn't get the first name.
My name is Kingston Smith.
Kingston?
Yes, ma'am.
Kingston?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Kingston, thank you.
Miss Kathy, you speak.
Hi, my name is Kathy Fontenot.
Oh, okay, Kathy Fontenot.
And she's our secretary here at the police department.
Okay. Okay, so she's staff, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Ms. Fontenot.
So you want us to tell you who is the ones that's going to be speaking?
Yes. Yes, who's speaking?
All right, so you got me, Warden Garrett Harrington.
Okay.
Keon Smith.
And then Miss Kathy Fontenot.
Oh, okay, all right, so two, well, let's see, Warden, he can have 3 people other than you, sir.
Okay, so you can get one more.
Yes, huh?
He won't.
You want to talk?
Have 3 family members and then the secretary doesn't count either, okay. All right, so the secretary doesn't count as a person speaking, so you got the secretary and yourself, that they all can speak. And so now you got 2 other family members that can speak.
Right, they're speaking on his behalf.
They're speaking on his behalf, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. All right, so I'm gonna read out. All right, your name is Terrell Hills, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your DOC number is 371340, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, offender class, 3rd felony offender. Your offenses is count 1, possession with intent to distribute cocaine. Count 2, possession with intent to distribute cocaine. 3, possession with intent to distribute cocaine. Your sentence for count 1 was 10 years. DOC, consecutive to count 2. And then count 2, 10 years DOC consecutive to count 1. And count 3, 10 years DOC concurrent to count 1 and 2. Is that correct, sir?
Yes,
So-
ma'am.
Okay. All right. And your parole date I have as July the 11th, 2026. And your good time date as July 15th, 2027. And your full-time date as July 9th, 2041. Is all of that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So, we're going to, let's see, Mr. Prater, how do you want me to handle this? Do you want me to let the people that's going to speak first? And then him tell his reason why he's there and everything? Or you want me to go ahead and ask him?
Ma'am, since I don't have a list of people and I wasn't able to write them down as they went.
Right.
So yes, ma'am, if you would go ahead and handle that part of it, what they're, or I can call them one at a time. It doesn't make any difference. I'll go ahead and start it off and you correct me if I'm doing something wrong.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hills, Terrell Hills.
Yes, sir.
Okay. My name is Steve Prater, and I'll be conducting the interview of you today. And each one of the board members will get a chance to vote. And for you to be paroled, it's going to take a unanimous vote of all of us. So what you say is very important, and we'll listen to what your speakers have to say. And we want them to keep it as short as possible because that gets to be a long time. Even at 3 minutes apiece, that's almost 15 minutes. And so we want to get to the precise and concise statements of theirs. So we want them to be thinking about that. And then we'll talk to the assistant DA finally when it's all said and done. Let them have the final say.
Yes, sir.
So we'll go ahead and get started by asking you, Mr. Hills, you're a 49-year-old third offender, and you, excuse me?
I turned 49 in October.
Okay, you're 48-year-old. You're a 48-year-old
Yes, sir.
third offender, and you've been convicted of some serious violent crimes in the past,
Yes,
and
sir.
also mainly in what you're here for now is drug crimes. And you've been given 2 chances of parole previously and violated those conditions of parole by doing other narcotics things. Is that correct?
I got violated. My first violation I had was when I caught this charge.
Okay. Well,
My second conviction, I got 20 years and they ran my 10 years into my suspended sentence, my second conviction.
Oh, okay. So
And I
they,
did 10 years, then they put I think it was 20 some months behind my 10 years. I had to do 12 years on parole.
okay. So the point of the matter is, well, I'll read to you what I'm going by.
Yes,
It
sir.
says the parole board has for its consideration a 48-year-old black male officially classified as a third felony offender. Hill's criminal history is comprised of multiple violent and narcotic-related offenses. He has been afforded 2 prior opportunities for supervision, which he did not complete on account of engaging in new criminal conduct. And also he had numerous technical violations, including absconding from supervision during both periods of parole. The sheriff, district attorney, chief of police, and attorney general are opposed to early release. Efforts to contact Judge Dykes for comment concerning the pre-parole investigation have been unsuccessful. Okay, that's what we have to look at. All right, and I understand, I've got a letter from, I think, the secretary there, and I understand there's gonna be some people that will give us some other information on the good side. And so that's a pretty concise, it's not supposed to be shaded either way or another, but it's just accurate. And so that's what I'm going by. So when did you get, when did you get arrested for these charges that you're currently in jail for?
September 11th, 2018.
So, okay, so you've been in jail now for how long?
I came to jail August 16th, 2018. No, 2021. I've been in jail almost 5 years. August will be 5 years.
Okay, so you were out of jail for a while, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awaiting trial?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you were out of jail. So you've been in jail just 5 years, basically 5 years on a 10-year sentence. Is that
Yes,
about
sir.
right? Am I saying that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me what got you into jail and what you've done since you've been in jail that's going to make us feel like that you're ready to be paroled out early.
Yes, sir. Well, I came May 18, 2018, in July, if I'm not mistaken. It's out of June, July, but I think it's July. I did sell drugs to undercover narcotic agents to Hammond Police Department. 3 counts of distribution of powder cocaine. That's what I'm in jail for now.
Okay.
I was wrong, but at the time I didn't think I was wrong. I was trying to be sneaky. I wasn't being accountable. I was just wrong. But since I've been in jail, my criminal history is bad. I know it's bad. It's been bad since I was 11, 12 years old. I can't argue that. I can't fight with that. I just bad from violent charges. I had 2 convictions. Supposed to be lesser time, but being stubborn and stupid. On my first conviction, I'm supposed to have 5 years and thinking I'm a lawyer, don't want to listen, hard-headed. Like I said, I never took accountability for anything I did. None of that. My second conviction, the same way. No education, thought I was above the law. I did things my way. Just didn't care. I was a threat to society. I was just a bad seed to my community, a bad seed to my mother. At the time, I didn't have no kids. I was young. I missed my teens, my 20s, and my 30s, and my 40s by being stupid, careless. Yes, I admit all that. But in 2021, I had a chance to take 7 years or 8 years, but being stupid, being stubborn, wasn't thinking, being inconsiderate, thinking I was a lawyer, arguing with my lawyer, a paid lawyer. I was wrong. Like I said, I never took accountability for that. And I knew I did this, but I still haven't accepted the fact that I did it. I was just lying to myself, lying to my family, wasn't telling them what's going on when they asked me what's going on. I was steady lying about it. So when they offered me to 7 or 8 years, I said no. 2 days later, they came with the 20 years, and I took it. So 7 to 8 years went to 20 years, and I took it. So in August 16, 2021, my fiance was pregnant at the time, my last child. I touched her stomach, and I told her when I come home, be a better person, a better man. And I did. So since I've been here in AMITE City Jail, like I said, I never respected the law, never understood them. But since I've been here, I respect them. I see how things work with them. I appreciated them more. Back in the past, I didn't. I was an outlaw. I wanted to be a gangster. I wanted to be a thug. No respect, bad seed to my family. But I come here, I was blessed to come here, and I realized that they doing their job. What I know now, I locked myself up a long time ago, Mr. Prater, and that's the God's honest truth. Like I said, I was a bad seed. Then they blessed me to go to STEP program. Previous time, my first conviction did 3 years, almost 3 years, no education. Second year, did over 10 years, no education. Get to the STEP program. I get my GED. I was thankful to get my GED. I never used the word accountability. I heard of it. I didn't know the definition of it. When I looked at the word, it fit me. I never took accountability. So I was wrong for selling them drugs, and I admit it. I'm arguing with a lawyer, a paid lawyer, who's telling me to take the time. I'm telling him I ain't taking the time because I never took accountability for nothing. Never. Until this time here. I never, if you go back in my arrest history, I'll say it's been bad. Since I've been incarcerated, I ain't have a write-up. This is the first time ever. I ain't never had a write-up. Never been fighting. I ain't got no dirty urines. If you look in my jacket, you'll see all that. Never. And that's good on my part. I got my GED.
I'm proud of you. Sound like you're going the right direction and that you've done good and saying the right things.
The GED was the best thing I ever got. One of my biggest accomplishments. I should tell myself and tell my fiance, how can I tell my kids what to do and how to do it if I'm not doing it? But like I said, I've been wrong all my life. I've been wrong. I've been wrong. I never took accountability. But yeah, I sold them drugs, but I ain't, in my mind, telling me, you ain't sell no drug. But I know I sold a drug. I know I'm on a video. I could have took the 7, 8 years and been on a long time ago. I was just thankful. And just like accountability, like I say, never been in my vocabulary. Victim awareness, never been in my, I heard of it, but I never thought of it. So I went to them classes. Then I realized, even though I had no victim, she was the police, well, my kids my son could have got a hold of that. My nieces and nephews could have got a hold of that. I could have sold them drugs to somebody. They could have died or OD. I could have been in jail for murder. My family was a victim. I wasn't thinking about all that until I went to the STEP program. STEP program opened my eyes and everything. Boys to men, I got, and that word came, accountability. It keep coming up in every class I went into, and it fit me. And I know I was wrong. I'm not a bad person. You know, I was back then. Lord knows I was. But I'm older now. I got a 4-year-old. I had a 4-year-old in 2022. He know me by, this is my home to him. He know me by coming here, coming to visit me here. So.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate those words. Warden, would you talk to us? Now, I assume warden is the correct title for you, but.
Yes, sir. So I actually have 2 different titles. I'm a lieutenant detective, and I'm also the warden over the jail. So.
Okay. Well, I figured it was something going on like that because of smaller agency, but
yes,
sound like y'all have been good mentors to him. Tell me about this fella. Tell the board about it.
I'm gonna kind of keep it kind of short and sweet, but I've been working for AMITE Police Department for the last 13 years. I will say that Terrell has been the best trustee that we have ever had in my entire career here. We don't even have to ask for things to be done. He just automatically does it. I think that if he is paroled, I think he will be an asset to the community. I think that he has learned from his mistakes, and I believe that he's ready to be an asset to our community.
Okay. Thank you, Warden slash Lieutenant Detective. We appreciate your involvement with him and your opinion. And I
Yes,
believe the secretary there wrote us a letter. And
yes,
does she want to speak also?
she does. If you give me 1 second, I'm gonna bring her in here.
Okay. Or we can listen to someone else if we.
She's on her way right now.
Okay.
Yep. You want to hear?
Good morning.
Good morning. Ms. Fontenot, go ahead.
Yes, first of all, I just want you all to know that I've been in law enforcement since 1980. I've worked with many of inmates hand in hand, and I have never recommended someone for parole before today. And I just witnessed Terrell to have a personality and a willingness to work hard and be a pleaser. And I've also witnessed him around his family at visitations and a desire to change for his family. And he's spoken to me about his wrongdoings, and I just feel that he has a willingness to change and a desire to change. And he's even told me about some things that he wants to do with his life. So, yeah, I just recommend him. I mean, you have any questions, just ask me. But in my heart, I do believe he's a rehabilitated inmate.
We got your letter and we appreciate those words and what you have to say, and we'll take those into account also. Now I believe we have on here Mr. Keon Smith. Is Mr. Smith going to speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Smith, tell us what's on your mind.
Good morning. First, I want to give honor to God. I come before you with the full heart support of my stepfather, Terrell Hills, and his request for parole. My name is Keon Smith, and I'm the oldest out of 4 boys. I want to share not just who he is on the paper, but who he is to us as a family. Mr. Terrell is more than my stepfather. He is the man who helped raise me and my brothers, who stepped into our lives and gave us guidance, structure, and love. He has always been someone we looked up to and depended on for strength and direction. He is also a father to his 2 children with my mother, and together we have always seen him as a heart of our family. His absence has been painful, and there is not a day that goes by that we do not feel that missing piece in our lives. While he has been away, our family has faced challenges that would have been easier with him here. For example, while my mother worked, I have had to take on responsibilities such as babysitting and being more of a father figure for my younger siblings at a very young age. I stepped into these responsibilities at 12 years old. Now, as, as I prepare for 8th grade, 12th grade, I would love for him to be given the opportunity to be there for me during my final year of high school, to witness me walk across the stage at graduation, attend my football games, and simply show up for me during the important moments in my life. We have missed his voice, his advice, his protection, and his presence. Holidays, milestones, and everyday moments have not been the same without him. His children have had to grow up without their father by their side, and that is something no family should have to endure longer than necessary. Despite being away, Terrell has not wasted his time. He has worked hard to better himself in every way possible. He earned his GED, completed college courses, and obtained a forklift certification, showing that he is preparing himself to return to society as a productive and hardworking man. More importantly, he has grown from within. He has taken full responsibility for his past actions and has made real changes through conflict resolution programs, continued learning, and deep spiritual growth. We have seen this change in him, not just in what he has accomplished, but in how he thinks, speaks, and carries himself. He is determined to be a better man, a better father, and a better role model for all of us. He understands the importance of making the right choices, is committed to living a positive, law-abiding life. Our family is ready and waiting to support him. He will not be coming home alone. He will be coming home to love, stability, and strong support system that will help him continue on the right path. We are committed to helping him rebuild his life and ensuring he stays focused on the future he worked so hard for. I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart to please consider granting Terrell Hills parole. He has done the work. He has changed. He deserves the opportunity to come home, to be with his children, and to continue proving he is more than his past. bring him home with me and everything to us. It will help restore our family that has been incomplete for a long time. Thank you for your time, your consideration, and giving people like my stepfather a second chance.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Well written and well
Very
received.
well said. Very well said.
Did a fine job, man.
We appreciate that. And I think that's all the ones I have listed, but I might not have a good balance. We have anyone else that's going to be speaking?
Anybody else?
We can take, okay, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. But we'll move on now, Mr. Hills. We move on now to those speaking in opposition to this request for parole. And I'll turn it over to the 21st Judicial District, the victims advocates. And I think the one that's going to be speaking is Alexis Taylor. And Ms. Taylor, would you introduce anybody else that may be speaking, please?
Good morning to the board. I
morning.
don't think anyone else from my office is going to be addressing the board this morning. And I don't know if anyone else is present as far as law enforcement is concerned who may have been involved with this matter. But I do believe I'll be the only one speaking on behalf of my office in opposition.
Okay, go ahead and tell us what's on your mind.
Well, as Mr. Hills did acknowledge, he does have some violent criminal history, and that's 2 counts of armed robbery to be exact, which he received sentences. He's been on parole. He's violated parole. In fact, he was on parole at the time that he picked up these distribution charges. The indictment details 3 different dates for the distribution. So it's not 3 different drugs that resulted in 3 different charges, right? It is 3 separate dates of offense. So that is in the indictment. And as he previously said, he had an opportunity to take 7 years. Just looking at the minutes on this matter, I was not the prosecutor who handled this, but I did review the file. And looking at the minutes of this matter, shortly after arraignment on June 11th of 2019, he was offered 7 years. And again, on August 6th of 2019, he was offered 7 years. And apparently, he rejected those offers. It was not until the state took this matter to trial and a jury had been selected that Mr. Hills decided he wanted to take a plea. And of course, at that point, the offer increased to 10 years on the first 2 counts concurrently, and the 3rd count to be run consecutively to the first 2 counts. And so just considering his criminal history, he has been a lifelong criminal. I do see one of the armed robberies included a P-Wit marijuana. So the drug distribution has been a long time activity, if you will, for Mr. Hills. Given his history, given the fact that he was given an opportunity to take just 7 years, he rejected that. I'm going to stand in opposition to him being paroled.
All right, thank you, ma'am. We'll take what you had to say into consideration also, and thank you for taking your time to be waiting on Zoom for us. We appreciate that. All right, I'll turn it over to my board members to see if they have any questions.
Mr. Freeman?
I don't have any questions. I read his record. He's taken a ton of classes, which I applaud him for.
And I don't have any questions.
Okay. I guess it's my turn to vote then. Mr. Hills, I want to tell you how impressed I was with your interview, and it takes a lot to impress me. And then you back that up with a couple of law enforcement folks that spent their time getting on here and telling us about that. And we respect everything that Ms. Taylor had to say too. And it's not surprising what we heard from your family, because that's not that unusual, although it was heart-rendering to hear your son talk about what he did. Mr. Hills, you were offered 7 years. Had you taken that, you would be out by now with good time. And so evidently, at the time, you made a bad decision not to take that. And although it sends a bad record to the rest of the criminal community that is getting a chance to take a plea bargain like that and a good deal, I don't want to penalize you for that, because I think that you have served the appropriate amount of time for this myself. And so anyway, I'm just impressed with you, and I think you're on the right road now. And I'll be really disappointed if this comes back to bite me, and I don't think it will. But my vote is to grant you parole with immediate parole. However I want it. Mr. Freeman will say it for me better. But my vote is to grant this request of parole.
All right, thank you. Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Hills, I was also very impressed, and I agree with Mr. Prater. I mean, you were offered a plea bargain, but I do not think people should be punished for using their rights to go to trial. So my vote today is going to be to grant, but I'm going to add the special condition that you have a curfew from 9 to 6 for the first 6 months, and that you attend 2 AA meetings a week for the first 6 months. I want you to get in those AA meetings, because I think you may need a sponsor in case you go off the wagon again, because you had a lot of drug arrests as well as a lot of violence. We're putting a lot of faith in you, so good luck to you, sir.
Hey, all right. Well, Mr. Hills, I agree with my colleagues. And I think a big part of it was you put a lot of emphasis on your own accountability. And you know, and of course, you know, everybody spoke very highly of you, like Mr. Prater says, well, they would, you know, because they love you and that's the person that they know. But it was your words, you know, and I was very proud of you too, that the GED, I'm sure, will make a big difference in your life. So my vote today is to concur with my colleagues to grant parole, and then with immediate release, and then, well, it's our recommendation, I should say. It's our recommendation for that. And with the special condition that Mr. Freeman put for you. So today, sir, we have, we'll make a recommendation to grant parole with immediate release. And Mr.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. All right, it's 2:30.
Mr. Hills,
Sir,
good luck. I think you'll do good.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Prater.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Congratulations, sir.
Okay, the time is 10:35. We're at CALCASIEU Correctional Center, and we've got 2 inmates there. We're supposed to have 2 inmates. Okay. All right, my name is Carolyn Stapleton. I'm the chairman today on the board. We also have Mr. Pete Freeman and Mr. Steve Prater. And I just have the one person. I do Trayon first. Oh, okay, that's what's got me confused. Okay, well, all right, I have Mr. Trayon Derby, correct? Which one is he? Mr. Darby, which one? Raise your hand. And can you speak?
Yes, ma'am. I just
Okay. Okay, all right. And the other one, can you slide over out of the right? Just speaking to Mr. Darby right now. Mr. Darby, can you get more centered?
Oh, yes.
Okay, you got that? Okay. All right, so right now, let's see, Trayon Derby, and will you give your name and your name and your DOC number, please?
Trayon Derby 741562.
Okay, is anyone, I know that there's another person in the room with this, that's an inmate also. Is there anyone else in the room with y'all?
Just a deputy.
Deputy, please introduce yourself, please, for the record.
Deputy Lemieux with the CALCASIEU Correctional Center.
Is that good enough, y'all? Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Okay, now what I need to know is, do you have your questionnaire, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, based upon your questionnaire, you do not qualify for appointed counsel. You're aware of that, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And you want to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, today, sir, I'm gonna read out your violations because your case has been assigned to me. All right, it says on or about, well, hang on one second. Okay, on or about 3/5/2026, the parolee was arrested and charged with domestic abuse, battery, strangulation, and possession of synthetic marijuana, first offense. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty. They had dropped my charges to I think it was a criminal mischief or whatever.
I can't understand. You thought they dropped your charges to what?
They had dropped my charges to criminal mischief, which is a misdemeanor, and they dropped they gave me credit for time served. They was telling me that I was just have to come up here to the parole board or whatever to see what was going on.
Okay. Well, for number 4, it says, I will not engage in criminal activity, nor will I associate with people who are known to be involved in criminal activity. I will avoid bars and casinos. I will refrain from the illegal use of drugs and alcohol. On or above 3/5/2026, the parolee was arrested and charged with domestic abuse, battery, strangulation, and possession of synthetic marijuana, first offense. Officer Snell provided a copy of the police reports which indicated the following criminal activity. On March the 5th, 2026, Corporal Wesley Antoine was dispatched to 5507 Highway 90 East in reference to 2 subjects arguing in the middle of the public roadway and the female subject screaming for help. Upon arrival, Corporal Antoine made contact with the male subject identified as Trayon Derby. Trayon advised him and his girlfriend, Pauline MacArthur, had been dating and been together for 2 months. Trayon advised that they got into a verbal altercation. He was attempting to calm Pauline down. Pauline advised Corporal Antoine Trayon that he hit her multiple times and attempted to have sex with her and her cousin, and she advised that she did not want to. Pauline advised Trayon, then became irate, and at that time he began to throw multiple strikes, hitting her in the face and causing her lip to bust. Pauline advised that she fell to the ground, at which time Trayon placed his hands around her throat and squeezed, causing her to lose consciousness. Corporal Antron observed multiple bruises on the victim and observed her lip to be busted with fresh blood, which was consistent with Pauline's statement. Corporal Antron then spoke with Trayon, who advised he didn't attempt to have intercourse with Pauline and her cousin, but Pauline advised she did not want to. Trayon advised the bruises were left from the cousin from a physical altercation on March the 4th. Corporal Antron then informed Trayon he was being placed under arrest, at which time Corporal Antron conducted a search incident to the arrest of Trayon's property. During the search, Corporal Antron located a clear plastic bag containing a green plant-like subject suspected to be synthetic marijuana. Mr. Darby acknowledged that he was present at the scene and that he and the victim were engaged in an argument. Officers observed multiple bruises on the victim, as well as the busted lip and fresh blood, which was consistent with the victim's statement. The subject's account of the events were consistent with the information documented in the officers' police report, with the exception of any altercation or altercation related to domestic violence. Mr. Darby further admitted to being in possession of the synthetic marijuana. Probable cause was established for the violation based upon the offense report and Mr. Darby's admission. Mr. Darby was advised that the facts within the offense report led to a probable cause existing that he violated condition number 4 to engage in criminal activity and will refrain from illegal use of drugs and alcohol. So that's why we're here today. So how do you plead to that?
Plead guilty to the synthetic marijuana. I did have that. And I plead not guilty to the domestic battery strangulation because I never put my hands on that woman. I never came to jail for this. I never did nothing like this, no such of a kind at all. And it was all a lie. We just had a disagreement about something and she just got upset with me and just called the laws. I guess she just wanted to put me in jail. And then whenever they pulled up, she got warrants. They didn't even take her to jail. So I'm looking at it like it's just all, I don't know, it was all type of stuff. But I never put my hands on her though.
They got a call, they were dispatched that it was in the middle of a public roadway and she was screaming for help.
Yes, ma'am. She was screaming for help, but guess what? She was screaming for help for nothing because she was intoxicated and drunk. She was drunk on alcohol.
Okay, well, she had split lip, she had bruises.
Yeah, she did have split lips and she did have bruises, but like I indicated when I told the officer, ma'am, that she had gotten a fight with my cousin or whatever because she felt like I wanted to have sex with her and my cousin, and this is my blood cousin, and I'm letting her know that there was nothing like that at all, and she was doing it. And the only reason why she had a fresh bust lip because before we left the room off of Highway 90 Sunrise Inn, she hurried up and bust her own lip just so she could put me in jail because she was mad at me.
Okay, and you did plead guilty to the synthetic marijuana, which is a violation of your parole conditions.
Yes, ma'am. I ended up pleading guilty to it because I know it's a misdemeanor, and I could really ask to recommend a little check for that because I've been in here over 60 some days or whatever, and I had went to court and they gave me credit for time served for criminal mischief and the synthetic marijuana.
Okay, At this point, I'm going to turn this over to one of my board members. Do you have questions, sir? Mr. Freeman or Mr. Prater?
I don't.
Okay.
No questions.
Okay, well, today, sir, I find you guilty of number 4 on or about 3/5/2026, that you were arrested and charged with domestic abuse, battery, strangulation, and possession of synthetic marijuana based upon the evidence from the police report. Mr. Freeman.
You're muted, Mr. Freeman.
Mr. Freeman? How do you vote?
Sorry, I find him guilty of condition number 4 as he pled guilty to criminal mischief.
Okay, and Mr. Prater?
I concur. I find him guilty of condition number 4.
Okay, today, sir, your parole has been revoked and the time is 10:46. You've been found guilty of condition number 4.
What would that mean?
Good morning, Mr. Porter. Okay. Can you speak so I know that you can? Okay, now I see you. Good. All right. The time is 10:51 and we're at CALCASIEU Correctional Center. And your name is James Porter. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My name is, again, you know the staff members, but my name is Carolyn Stapleton. And then also joining us on Zoom is Mr. Pete Freeman and Mr. Steve Prater. Will you, for the record, please give your name and your DOC number, please?
James Ray Porter, 434813.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, is there anyone, is the warden or anybody in the room, or it's still just the deputy, correct?
Just a deputy, yes.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Okay, let me ask you, do you have your questionnaire in front of you?
Yes,
that you
ma'am.
signed? Okay. All right, well, based upon that questionnaire, sir, that you're not eligible for appointed counsel.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much. So we're gonna move along here. Let's see. I'm gonna be on the lead today for your hearing. All right. And you're gonna plead guilty or not guilty, and then you can give a statement for either one. All right, the parolee moved and failed, number 3, row violation number 3. Parolee moved and failed to get permission from his parole officer or provide an updated address. His whereabouts were unknown until his arrest on 3/15/2026 by CALCASIEU Parish Sheriff's Office. How do you plead on that one, sir?
Yes, I'm gonna plead guilty on that.
Okay, thank you. All right, number 4, on 3/15/2026, the parolee engaged in new criminal conduct, which resulted in his arrest by CALCASIEU Parish Sheriff's Office for theft of less than $1,000. How do you plead on that one, sir?
I pleaded guilty. I got credit for time served.
Okay. All right. And then number 9, the parolee failed to provide a valid address, making home visits impossible. How do you plead on that, sir?
I did provide a valid address. I was living at that address until my niece put me out. That was my niece's house, okay? And then after she put me out, well, then it wasn't a valid address anymore, you know? So that made me actually, I was homeless.
Oh, all right. So, but then we go back up to number 3. The parolee moved and failed to get permission from his parole officer. So you didn't contact the parole officer and let him know that you'd been kicked out, right?
Hold on. I didn't hear you. Now say again.
Okay. When you were kicked out, did you contact your parole officer and let your parole officer know that you were no longer at that address and you were homeless?
No, I didn't let her know because I figured she would lock me up.
Okay. So it's guilty with a statement, and that's your statement?
Well,
or not guilty with a statement?
Well, not guilty.
Okay. All right, not guilty with a statement.
Yeah.
All right. And the parolee failed to pay his supervision fees and has a arrearage of $1,197.
Well, you know, if you have went over this paper what I have, you see what my income is. My income is only I'm drawing a Social Security check. I only draw $500 a month. You know, it takes more than that just for me to live. So I have no money to pay parole fees.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. This is the outcome of the hearing earlier, okay? Because they found probable cause. On or about 5/20/25, the parolee was released from custody and again absconded supervision. A parole warrant was issued on 6/18/25, and his whereabouts were unknown until his arrest on 3/15/26 for the offense of theft of less than $1,000. On 3/19/26, He was served with a notice of preliminary hearing. He requested a technical revocation. It was explained to him that due to the length of time he had absconded, he was not eligible for a technical revocation and could waive and admit guilt or have a preliminary hearing. He chose to have a preliminary hearing on 3/26/26. A preliminary hearing was held and probable cause was found that he violated conditions of parole. The charge of theft less than $1,000 are still pending and no court date has been set. The parolee currently has arrearages of $1,197.
Excuse me, can I talk? Can I speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no more charges. I've been to court on that charge. I went to court yesterday. They gave me credit for time served. I have no more charges.
Okay, credit for time served.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you went to court.
Right.
Okay.
What
well,
did you plead to?
I'm going to let Mr. Freeman's going to speak.
Okay.
Yeah. What did you plead to?
I pled to what it was, theft for less than $1,000.
Okay, a misdemeanor. Okay,
Misdemeanor.
where would you live if you got out now? That's the problem. They can't find you.
I have somewhere to live. I do have somewhere to live. I got somewhere to live before I got locked up. I've been having somewhere to live since November. I live.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: your expiration date is passed. In fact, I think your expiration date is today.
My full term date. Today is my full term date.
Yeah, today's your full term date. Okay.
Yeah, and
I have no further questions.
Beg your pardon?
I have no further questions.
Okay, I want to say, can I speak? Okay, yes, I have someone to stay. Since, in between that time, I did get somewhere to stay. I just didn't get in touch with my parole officer.
Going to move on. Mr. Prater, do you have any questions?
Question.
Okay, Mr. Prater, no questions?
No questions.
Mr. Freeman, will you please take the lead on the vote for this, please?
Sure. Mr. Porter, I do find that you violated condition number 3 and 4, but my vote today is not to revoke your probation and to continue on supervision. And the minute you are released from that jail, if it's not after 4:30, you are to report to that office. Do you understand me? I couldn't hear you. You understand? You're on mute. Okay, do you understand me?
That's what I was asking you. Okay, this is my full term date today.
Correct, but you go to the parole office. Do you understand?
Okay, I still have to go.
You still go by there so they can make sure that you've done all the time you need to have done and everything's good.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so and if the case they need to get an address because you may have a couple weeks left to do. I don't know. Okay, so that's my vote. We're not revoking. You go to the parole office.
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
Okay, my full term date is today, so I should get released today.
You're gonna get released today, and they're gonna send you to that. You need to go by that office. Do you understand me?
Okay, I got it. All right.
All right, that's my vote.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Prater?
That's my vote also. I reckon I'm very concerned, Mr. Porter, because I think that you're gonna get out and steal again. And don't interrupt me when I'm talking to you. That's your problem, is you think you know everything. But you can't be going to the grocery store and stealing ribeye steaks and steal whatever you want, because you're on parole right now for 3 times third offense, theft over $1,000, and now you're out there stealing ribeyes again. You're a thief, and you're the only one that can change that. And so my advice to you is don't let us see you again. I don't know what we'll be able to do, but you're gonna get arrested again if you don't change your ways. That's all I got to say.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I agree with Mr. Prater. I mean, they said that you were well known as being a thief at the place where you stole the ribeyes. So he's right. I mean, you don't change your ways, you're gonna be right back in jail again. And you are a third-class offender. So today, your full term date is up. Mr. Freeman told you what to do. So my vote today is to not revoke and hope we don't see you back here again. I mean, are you a third or fifth class offender?
I believe I'm maybe somewhere around in the
You're a
fifth.
fifth class offender.
He's a fifth.
Good grief. So it's all up to you how your life goes. So today, sir, you have not been revoked and you know the conditions that you need to follow.
Yes, ma'am. Woo, going home. Can't hear that. Can't hear that. Can't hear that. How long has it been on for? Yo, right. Since 11. Since 11. Oh, it's 2 minutes ago. I think they got you muted, buddy. I think they might be. I think they muted theirs. Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Hausey. Am I correct? Name? Mr. Hausey?
Caledonia.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. We need what? Oh, get security back in there. We need, Mr. CAMERYN HAUSEY.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. They said they need Mr. Cameron Hoffman.
Halsey, Cameron Come on, Cam.
Darby.
He's coming.
Okay. All right. Good morning, Mr. Hausey.
Good morning.
My name is Carolyn Stapleton. Today is May the 20th and the time is at 11:07. Will you please introduce yourself with your name and DOC number for the record, please?
My name is Cameron Hauseys. My DOC number is 780026.
Okay. Today on the panel, you have myself, Carolyn Stapleton, and then Mr. Pete Freeman and Mr. Steve Prater. They're joining us by Zoom. And I see that you're going to have people speaking in support of you, which will be Lyric Kelly, a friend, and then Candace Shropshire, your mother, also by Zoom. All right. So I did want to acknowledge that. Next, do you have the questionnaire in front of you that they gave you? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, well.
Okay, they'll put it up on the screen to see if it's yours and if you signed it. Okay. Mr. Hausey, you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Based upon your answers to this questionnaire, you are not eligible for appointed counsel. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So now I'm going to handle, Mr. Steve Prater is going to be handling your case today, and I'm going to hand it over to him.
All right.
Mr. Hausey, you doing okay today?
Yes, sir.
Good. You're here because you're accused of having violated one of the conditions of your parole. When you get out on parole, you agree to live by certain conditions. And condition number 4 says you'll avoid any criminal activity. Okay? You're accused of having gotten arrested for violating a law, intimidating a witness. You're accused of getting arrested on June the 23rd of 2025. And just to make sure I'm very clear about this, you were paroled just 5 months before that, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you were out on parole for 5 months. You were out on parole for possession of marijuana with intent to distribute over 2.5 pounds of marijuana and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are a second-class offender. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So what I want to find out from you, and I understand your trial is still pending, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's supposed to happen on when are you supposed to go to trial? Do you know?
No, sir. My court dates keep getting pushed back.
Okay, because it was supposed to be May 6th, but it got pushed back again.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So we don't know when we're going to trial on this thing. But I'll tell you what the report says, and I want to hear what you got to say about it, whether you're guilty of this or not. But supposedly you went by and during a court case at the courthouse, and you and 2 other guys, or 2 other people, I don't know if they were guys, walked by and threatened a woman or had some harsh words intimidating her. Could you tell me about that? Did that happen?
No, sir.
But no, one of them's already been found guilty, hadn't
I think so.
he? Okay. All right, and there's a video of it, right?
Yes, sir. And that's what I'm getting at. Like the video shows the whole thing showing that my mouth never, my mouth never moved, never said nothing, and I walked out the courtroom.
Okay. But you understand sometimes, and I'm not saying you're guilty of this, but like if you walked in a store and you and another guy and somebody else is stealing cupcakes and they steal them and the police catch the two of y'all coming out, that's although you didn't steal the cupcake, that looks bad on somebody that's on parole. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Especially on parole for something like felon in possession of a firearm and serious weed deal like that, and being a second offender. So I just want you to understand this. The charges are valid. We just have to see what we're gonna do with them. Well, let's hear what your friend and your mother has to say. Miss Lyric Kelly, you are the friend. Would you like to go first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay, thank you. Tell us about your friend.
Okay, good morning. I'm Lyra Kelly. I'm a rising third-year law student at Southern University. I met Cameron when I first got to law school, and since I've known him, I haven't observed anything aggressive or anything violent in that nature. I've only witnessed him actively working to get his life back on track and continuing his education. We spoke about that. He had entered into an electricity program and masonry, so we were working on getting that done and like changing and his trajectory and where he was going. Additionally, we spoke to Cam's parole officer, and we have it in documentation that he was abiding by everything and was in communication with his parole officer. And even when he's out, he stays with his mother, and between me and his mother, he does have that structure. So yeah, based on my observations, and I feel like when the case does go to trial and everything is looked at, things will be different, but I just feel like he needs that chance to get that.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And let's hear from the mother, Miss Candace. Let me see. I better put my glasses on before I try to say your name. Shropshire. Is that close?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, it's correct. It's not just close. Well, thank you. I seldom get it correct. Tell us about your son.
Okay, so I did send in a letter yesterday,
ma'am.
so I'll just read what I have.
It's in the packet also.
I'm sorry. Okay, have you guys had a chance to read it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just kind of stating from that, since Cameron has left when he got out the first time, Cameron has tried to get himself, a job. Like Lyric said, he was in Empower 225. He had just got enrolled in there. I did send documentation showing that the lady did confirm orientation for 225. He was working at Hobby Lobby. He did have a potential interview the day of the incident with Associated Grocers for a potential job there. Still, like the letter says, from his parole officer, stating that Cameron was attending everything that he needed to do. He was attending the job trainings that he wanted, not the job trainings, but for him to go and look for other jobs that the parole officer sent for him to have. But Cameron was on the track of getting everything back. I think it was just a bad decision for him to, to leave and go. Like he said, there's proof showing that he did not commit a crime. I believe that. I understand if you put yourself with someone that does that, I understand that part. But if you had no intention that person was going to commit that crime, then I feel like you shouldn't be held accountable for that. But we shall see whenever court happens.
All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. And
okay. Can I read something that I had wrote up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now would be a good time for you to do that if it's not too long.
All right. I'm currently a parolee. I stand before this committee to discuss whether my immediate situation warrants reinstatement of parole. I have been charged by Washington Parish Sheriff's Office for what amounts to intimidation of a witness. I wish to deny these allegations at this time. On about June 23rd, 2025, I arrived at Washington Parish Courthouse in Franklinton, LA, in more support of a friend at trial. I left the courtroom being charged with intimidation of a witness based off of alleged interaction that wasn't my bad, I'm sorry. Intended by me and had no relation to the ongoing case. I have not broken any laws or violated the terms of my parole. I have kept regular check-ins with my parole officer. I was gainfully employed at Hobby Lobby on College Drive while in process of attending the Empower 225 program for welding. I am not a danger to society. I am not a flight risk. I am willing to abide by any curfew or monitoring. I have been awaiting trial for about a year and haven't been convicted of the charge I'm accused of and haven't received any additional charges since I've been locked up.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Let me just ask you a couple of questions. And we had a case very similar to this yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a felony charge where the person had been held in jail on a felony and they didn't want to take them to court. So they were holding them basically, I won't say they didn't want to take them to court. I'll say that we were the reason they were withheld in court on, because our hold on. But anyway, let me ask you this. What do you know the woman that was that is the complainant on this?
Sir, I don't know any of, I still don't even know their names.
Okay, what were you doing at court?
I was there to support, like he called and was like, he wanted to see us before he took some time. So he wanted us to come. Like
So the attorney called you?
No, the person that was in jail.
Oh, the person that was in jail called you on this particular case?
Like on his case. Like he didn't call me, he called my friend. My friend was like, he wanted us to ride with him, so we had rolled with him.
You know, if I was on parole, I would, damn if I get near a courthouse.
I already know. I ain't think that far. Like that was my fault. I ain't think that far.
Okay. So you didn't know the person that got intimidated, but you knew the person that was on trial.
Yes, sir.
But you didn't know, I mean, did you know the one that was on trial?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you knew the one who has been found guilty of this. What's his name?
Guilty of what?
Okay, is he the one that said it something?
I don't know what, like, I don't know nothing, sir. Like, I just know that, like, when we was in the courtroom leaving, everybody was scattered around the courtroom. And when we was about to walk downstairs, he just got to talking crazy and threatening us. Like, as I told the police officer before he was about to arrest us, I told him he was threatening us while we was walking out the courtroom. We looked up on him and he was chasing us out the courtroom. We left.
If I may add, the gentleman.
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
We need to talk to him. I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude to you or anything, but it's in the round table.
Like, you know what I'm saying? When we left to get something to eat. Because the trial never started, so we had left to go get something to eat. We came back. Like, we had went down the street to get something to eat. We came back. The police was already at the door. It was like, y'all cannot come back in here. We was like, why? They said, y'all was threatening the family. I said, man, that's not true. So we was just about to leave the courtroom. As soon as we turned around, 2 more police officers came and they asked us what was going on. He was like, I got my body cam. If you want to say something. I said, yes, sir, I want to say something. I told him, I'm like, sir, I'm on parole. I didn't come out here to threaten nobody. All I came out here was to support. And I told him, I said, sir, you could go look at the video footage. So he went inside the courtroom for a minute, came back out, and told all 3 of us put our hands on the wall and shit. Then when we had got arrested and brought us to the jail, we were sitting in the cages for 5 hours and not knowing what our charge was. At first they said trespassing, and we asked them, like, how is that trespassing when it's a public property? And it's public to, the community. And they were like, well, we don't know. Then another hour later come, they said we charged with a felony charge.
All right, well, I don't have any other questions, and just so he'll know, and we count on Mr. Freeman a lot to help us because of his vast experience in probation and parole matters. And so I'm gonna be asking him if he wouldn't mind to ask some questions if he needs to, but to lead in the voting, normally it'd be my responsibility. And I'm wanting to give you a chance to get this case going before I make my decision to revoke your parole, because nobody said, I hadn't heard anybody say the words came out of your mouth, although you shouldn't have been there. I want you to know that. I mean, that's like a father talking to a son. You can't be around situations like that if you're on parole. You see how easy you get caught up in something.
Yes, sir.
And so I'll turn it over to Mr. Freeman, Madam Chairman, if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. Mr. Freeman?
Okay, let me ask you this, who is Miss Carter? Joyce Carter? Is that your ex-girlfriend?
Who?
Joyce Carter?
I don't know that name. I don't know what it is.
Okay. Were you sending threatening messages on Facebook to anyone?
No, sir. I can't even log into Facebook.
Okay, well, that's one thing I was gonna do away with. Yeah, you're not supposed to be, right?
No, sir. I don't know anything about no Carter. I don't have no Facebook that I can't log into.
And
Sir,
how long have you been in jail?
for 17, what, this time?
Mm-hmm.
About to be a year next month.
Next month will be a year that we've been detaining you, that you've been in jail.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Mr. Prater, I'm gonna be ready to vote when it's my time. I mean, when is your next court date?
Like August something. Every time I go to court, sir.
I understand. We holding you so that they don't.
Like
I'm ready.
I was trying to say.
Okay, but let me just tell you. Okay.
I'm ready to
If
vote.
y'all ready to vote, I'm ready to vote.
Okay. Okay, at this time, we're ready to vote. Mr. Freeman, we're going to start off with you.
My vote today is going to be to remove our detainer and allow the subject to bond until pending charges are disposed. And at that time, he will be brought back. If it's a felony, he'll be automatically revoked. But if it's not a felony, then he'll be brought back in front of the board. But he's been in there almost a year, and we have no direct evidence that he said anything. So at this point, I want you to 100% stay away from the victims in this case. You are not to go around them at all. You are not to contact anyone on Facebook, period.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
want you on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And you're not to threaten anyone. But if you go around any of these victims, we will put you right back in jail.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So that's my vote today. Allow the subject to bond, remove our detainer, and we'll wait to see what happens with the pending charges.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Prater.
I concur with that. That's what I was wanting to do, and wanting it worded that way was, I don't think it's appropriate that we continue to hold him while they've continued to put the case off and off and off. So I'm ready for them to try him, and I'm ready for us to take the detainer off, let him make his bond, and if he's found guilty of a felony, naturally he will be revoked, and if he's not found guilty, we'll be notified and decide when we're gonna have the hearing or what. So anyway, that's my vote.
Okay, Mr. Prater, I just wanted to add one special condition on him. I am going to put you on electronic monitoring for 6 months to make sure you do not go around those victims.
Yes,
Your curfew will be 9 to 6, but if you got a job or something else, just get with the parole officers and then he'll adjust it.
all right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I don't know if you could hear Mr. Freeman, he was cutting out a little bit, but that includes electronic monitoring, ankle monitor, or wrist monitor for the next 6 months.
Yes, sir.
And that's my vote also.
All right. And I concur with my colleagues on that. And, it was like Mr. Prater was telling you, you know, and it's true, and this is your future. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. So you've got some friends that's in your life or been in your life. And if you hang around them and they get in trouble, you're gonna go down with them. So you're grown enough now to know that kind of stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're gonna pay a dear price for it, so don't do it again.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I concur with my colleagues, and at this time, we vote to release.
We're releasing, we're not revoking, we're taking our detainer off of him.
Yes.
We're allowing him to bond.
We're allowing you to bond, and we're taking our detainer off of you, and you have the special conditions. Okay, you understand all that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
It'll be explained to you further too. And the time is 11:27, and that conclude, no, it doesn't. We have another.
Excuse me. Y'all can hear me? Excuse me. Freeman. I don't know if it's done. I don't know. Excuse me, Freeman.
What you got, man?
Is it over?
Yeah, it's over. Your hearing's over.
All right, thank y'all so much.
All right, bud.
Good morning, Mr. Caledonia. Can you speak up so we'll know that you're on the mic? You're on mute.
Are you talking to us, ma'am?
Yeah, we needed him to be able to speak.
Good morning. Yes, how y'all doing this morning?
We're doing fine. Thank you very much. Okay, so today is May the 20th, and you'll be on the panel today with me, Carolyn Stapleton, Pete Freeman, and Steve Prater. And I'm going to need you to give me your name and your DOC number for the record, please.
Yes, ma'am. Nicholas Caledonia. Date of birth 12/31, 1980. DOC number 568-780.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone in the room that's going to be speaking for you there?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. You're by yourself. All right. Do you have a questionnaire given to you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We're going to put it on the screen, sir. Okay. You see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, based upon the answers of the questionnaire, you do not qualify for appointed counsel. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to proceed further. And I'm going to give this case over to, Mr. Steve Freeman. This is his case, and so he's going to proceed from here.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Steve Prater, not Freeman. I'm sorry, Steve Prater.
Okay. All right, Mr. Caledonia.
Yes,
So good morning. How are
Good morning.
you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Okay. Let me read a couple of things to you to make sure I've got all the information started. And then we're gonna hear from your mother, your sister, and your sister. We'll
Okay.
hear from them on Zoom, and of course, I don't have to introduce them. You know them, but we'll introduce them when it gets time. Okay. To begin with, you're considered a second-class felony offender, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you are currently on parole for fourth offense DWI.
Yes, sir.
You were paroled on 11/25 of 2023.
Yes, sir. I was released. I went. Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, and then when you get out of jail like that, when you're released, you agree to certain conditions of parole. In there, when you don't abide by those, the parole board has a hearing, or your parole agent has a hearing, and then if it's rises to the level that we need to hear it, he sends it to us, and then we have a hearing to determine if in fact you violated those conditions. He or she is saying that you absconded from supervision from the months of April of 25 all the way to January of 26, which is about, I don't know, 8 months, 9 months maybe, something like that. So where it says you absconded from that and you didn't tell them where you lived and where you worked or anything like that. So what's the deal? Where'd you go? Are you guilty of that?
No, sir. Well, see, he had told me that I was able to text him and let him know if I was going to move back to my mother's, which I did. And from that time on, I moved from Lando Pines in Covington, Louisiana, back by my mama's house, which was in Bush, Louisiana, which the addresses was they already had those addresses. And I stayed by my mama's house the whole time, working with company 3S and contracting houses around the neighborhood on construction and firewood, cutting firewood as a side job. So the whole time I was at my mama's house, I had bought a trailer and moved it right on the side of hers the whole time.
Well, and I'm just curious because you're supposed to stay in touch with your parole officer. How come they didn't? I mean, that's a pretty simple explanation. Do you think they have something against you or something?
Sir, I have no idea. I just know that when I text him one time, he said he didn't get my text, and I was able to show him on my iPhone where the date and time of all that information. So, and then I don't know how he could not know I'm not at my mama house when, I mean, that I was still receiving mail. I was still receiving the mail for probation and parole, and I did a contract house in Madisonville, Louisiana for an attorney, which he had a parolee working at that time over there that he went and visited and saw me there. So I don't know how all this even came about. I never left St. Tammany Parish, period. I've been at my mama's house. I have videos showing where I was contracting houses that I was working at, videos of me cutting firewood and selling firewood, all dating places. So I don't know how all this comes about like this. And the people that pick me up, they pick me up at my mama's house, Washington Parish. I thought it was my probation officer. It ended up being Washington Parish looking for my ex-girlfriend, and no telling how long they had my address, but he don't have my address, and he's been there before several times.
Okay, you do understand it's your responsibility to make sure he knows where you are. It's not his to have to find you.
Yeah, yes, sir. But that's what I'm saying. He has this address. I text him on the phone. I let him know that this is where I'm at.
Didn't it make you nervous that you hadn't heard from him in several months?
No, sir. I thought he would come by.
Were you supposed to be contacting him every month?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, let's hear from your sisters or your mom, whoever would like to speak first of those three folks. Just raise your hand and I'll call on you. Miss Amanda. Okay, Miss Norman. Okay. You're the sister, and you get the first shot at telling us what you think about this fella.
Well, I love my brother to death. Every now and then he's a little oopsie, but my brother gives so much of himself. He's all about family. He gives his heart. I mean, anytime anybody needed anything, he would always be there for him, regardless of, you know, whether you could provide him with anything. But the thing about my brother is that my brother had a hard time growing up when he lost his father image. So my mother has struggled to help him along the way and to love him and to know that he is loved. But my brother, he's made mistakes. It's true. But he's done everything he can in the last so many years to correct his faults and to, you know, do the best that he can to move forward. The biggest part I'm having is that my mother isn't getting younger. She's got illnesses and everything. And by him moving closer to where my mother is at, which my husband and I bought my mom that home so she can be safe along with my family members, by him being closer to her, it helped us and alleviated us from worrying about her and him as well. But, you know, along with my sister Amanda, all three of them are living on that property. He was doing well. He's helping along whatever side jobs he can do. He was doing. There was no concerns there. We didn't have to fear. I've also contacted the parole officer on several occasions. I never got a response. I never got a call. So I just gave up as well for myself once he got picked up. Yeah. I just tried getting information other ways, especially through my sister, since she's there and I live in northern Texas. But my brother he's made mistakes, but he's a good man. He's got a good heart. And, you know, my brother would do anything for anybody. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see that possibly within the next few years, is my mother going to be alive? I mean, if he's in prison when he comes out, you know, and she's the one who's rooted, just has been there for him, has helped him through everything, has held his hand since day one. And that's my biggest fear. You know, that is my biggest fear for him. I'm a retired service member, and I helped raise those kids and my brother along the way too. So I don't know what to say to convince anyone, but he's a good man, and he will do whatever it takes to correct whatever matter. But times have been hard, and I understand that, and I don't know where, if there's a misunderstanding or not. But by him being next to and near my mother, that was a huge relief, because I knew that he would be there to help her, and she would be there to continue to support him, because times are hard, and it's hard to get on your feet, especially with
So-
having a record.
So if you would wrap it up, please, ma'am, and tell us where do you live now?
I live in
Texas.
northern Texas, Denton, Texas.
Where does your mother live?
Bush, Louisiana.
Okay, so she's not, you didn't move her to your place.
No, we bought the home for my mother to live
Okay,
in.
the one that's there. That's where I was.
Yes, the one that's in
confused.
Bush.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Well, I appreciate what you had to say. Okay, let's go to Amanda Hilligus.
Hi.
Hi, Amanda. Tell us what's on your mind.
Okay. It's about the same as my sister's. He has been out here. I've been staying here for over 2 years, and he has been out here the whole time. He's definitely helped out with different things that we needed, with the mowing, with the house and mowing the lawn or helping out. I did get in the information about him doing some work and an image of where he was staying. I hope that got in on time. He definitely, yeah, he's definitely a good guy, and he has been here the whole time. And I wanted to say something as far as what my sister was saying about trying to get in touch with his parole officer. It took so long and weeks that I literally had to show up at the probation officer, at the probation office, just to talk to him. And yeah, 2 times, because he wasn't there one time, just to talk to him. And he had an attitude with me. So I don't know what else to say other than he has been here, and there hasn't been any.
Is the trailer still hooked up?
Sir?
The trailer that's on that property that he lives in, is it still hooked up with electricity and everything?
Yes. Look that up.
So
Yes.
the trailer is set up right there. And you said you live in Bush, Louisiana. Where is that?
Dax Road, Bush, Louisiana, next to Covington and Folsom, Louisiana.
Okay. I just wanted to know, because we got a Bush, Louisiana down here too.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
trying to see if it was there.
Yeah, it's
Okay, that's
Bush,
fine.
and it's okay.
Talk to
Thank you.
Mom. Let's talk to Miss Gloria Fusel. Miss Gloria?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I can speak English too good.
Okay.
He's a good boy. I don't have no problem with him.
Okay. No problem with you.
No, don't have no problem. I raised him almost by myself. He's a good boy.
Okay. Well, thank you. We appreciate that information.
And he lived there, in my side, next door.
Okay. All right, Mr. Caledonia, the other violation is violation number 10, which says that you owe $1,638. Are you gonna be able to start making that up and
Yes,
chipping
sir.
that chip?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, you're gonna be able to start chipping away at that. Now they don't expect you not to eat.
No,
not to
yes,
buy
sir.
clothes or to not live, but
Yes,
they do
sir.
expect you, you know, that's part of your obligation
Yes,
is to
sir.
pay back some of the expenses.
No, yes, sir. I understand totally. Yes, sir.
Okay. All righty. I don't have any other questions, Madam Chairman.
Mr. Freeman?
I have no further questions.
I have no questions. Mr. Prater, are you ready to vote, sir?
Ma'am, I'm ready to vote. Nicholas, I'm not convinced that to revoke you is the best thing for you or your family or society. So I'm not gonna vote to revoke you, but I want you, but something's gotta change. I want you to report to the parole office once a month. Okay, and don't misunderstand me. You hear what I'm saying? I
Yes,
want
sir.
you to report to the parole office. That means you got to go there and see somebody
Yes,
face to
sir.
face.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
once a month for the next 6 months,
Okay.
and you got to somehow restored a relationship with those folks over there
Yes,
because
sir.
they're good people. They're wanting to help you, but you know things happen, and so I want you to do that for 6 months.
Yes, sir, Mr. Steve.
Okay, that's my vote.
Hey, Mr. Freeman?
I agree with the part about I do not want to revoke you. You are way behind on your fees, so my vote is gonna be in lieu of revocation that you go to work release for 6 months. I think that way you can earn some money to pay on your fees. Then you can go back home with your mother and them after that and take care of her. But that's my vote today, that in lieu of revocation that you go to work release for 6 months.
Okay. And I'm gonna vote with Mr. Freeman, in lieu of revocation, work release for 6 months, because that definitely puts you back under supervision, and maybe that'll get you used to what you've got to do that caused you this problem. So my vote today is gonna be in lieu of revocation, work release for 6 months. So that's the decision that's been made, and that closes us out at, Washington Parish Jail, and it closes hearing for the day, and the time is 11:50.
Caledonia, do you understand? You do understand what that means, correct?
That I'll be incarcerated for 6 more months in the workforce.
In a
Yes,
work
sir.
release center, yes, sir. 2/3 of the vote said that, okay? And that's all I had to say. Make sure you understood what was being said.